Hello everyone, kia ora. Welcome to part 7a. We are looking at this programming challenge down here called Mad Lib, Mad Library. This is a really popular programming challenge to go through as you're learning how to code. Basically what it is it's generating sentences, generating language through code. I want to do this in two ways today. I want to do it a basic version, and if you're ready, if you're willing, I want to take it about as far as you could with this little exercise, and I'm going to show you how. Okay, let's take a look at the question. Use what you have learned to create a Mad Lib word game program. To do this, you will ask for an adjective, a noun, a past tense verb, and then you will print out a sentence like the adjective, noun, verb over the lazy brown dog. It's a little bit different to normal. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Well, instead of doing that, you're going to say the hungry red panda sulked over the lazy brown dog instead, all right? Well, let's... Oh, don't want to give that away. No, that's our hard version. Okay, jumping into REPL. Right, first thing we need to do is we need to ask for a noun, a verb, an adjective, a past tense verb in particular. So, how do we do that? We get input from the user. Noun equals input. Please write a noun. I'm sure you can come up with something better than that. Let's slash in it. Maybe a little bit more room here, REPL. There we go. Verb. Input. Please write a verb. And let's slash in that. And because I'm getting lazy, copy, paste, and capitalize. Okay, and this is going to be adjective. Please write an adjective. Okay, and then we're going to print. This is going to be an F string because we need a string and we need to do something to it. We're going to put in those variables now. We have 3 variables here. We're going to put them into a new string, so we're going to use an F string. And REPL's going to do that funny thing with its quotation marks again. Whoops. And 3 placeholders. The adjective, verb, no, the adjective noun, verb, and let's put in some spaces, over the lazy dog. And finish that F string. The adjective, noun, verb over the lazy dog. Okay, that seemed far too easy, but let's try it. Please write a noun. Hungry. That's not a noun. Please write a noun. We're going panda. Please write a verb. Hopped. Please write an adjective. Here's hungry. The hungry panda hopped over the lazy dog. Choice. Excellent. That's the simple version. If that's all you want to do, that is fine. You have completed the challenge. But I want to extend this a little bit. And there's going to be lots in this extended version that you won't have seen yet. But if you're up for a challenge and you want to try some new things, you want to jump ahead, let's do a hard version. Basically what I want to do is in these spaces here, I want Python itself to randomly come up with what is going to fill in those spaces. So rather than asking the user for hungry panda hopping, I want Python to come up with it itself. Tricky thing though, Python doesn't speak English. So we need a way to tell Python what each of those can be, what the options are, and we need to go and get it to get a random one out. Okay, so let's, I tell you what, let's start fresh. That can go away, this can go away. Okay, what do we need? We need a way for it to randomly choose something. And what we're going to use for that is we're going to use the random module that's sort of built into Python. It's a package which is part of Python, one of its default packages, but it's not in vanilla plain Python, so we have to import it. So import random. But I don't need all of random. So rather than importing random, I'm going to import just the thing I want from random, the one part of random that I want, which is a function called choice. So I can say from random import choice. And now I have that functionality ready. All right, that's been built for me. All it's going to do is I'm going to give it an array, a list of nouns or verbs, and choice is going to choose one of those random for me and spit it out, hand it back to me. It's going to return it. We'll handle that when we get to functions. Okay, I need 3 lists again, but I want them to be empty because we're going to build those lists over time. So I'm going to have adjectives is going to be equal to a blank list. Nouns is also going to be an empty list, and verbs is going to be an empty list. Okay. Now, I need a list of words. How am I going to make that list of words? What I can do is I can go onto Google and I can Google up list of words. And in fact, I've done that already. And I managed to find something called a Moby part of speech. And it is about a 3 megabyte file filled to the brim with thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of different words. And if we got that and we put it into our project, we could bring it in here and use some programming to pull those out and say, right, we need the adjectives, we need the nouns, we need the verbs. The best part about this Moby part of speech file is that they're already labeled. This here is an adjective, this is a noun, this is a verb. So let's import that file now. So this is the website, it's called Moby part of speech. There are 2 files. One file is the text and the other is the Readme. So the Readme's got all the valuable information in it, how it works, how it's laid out. It's got the instructions and a legend and everything with it. The Moby prose text is actually the list of words there. So we're going to grab that. And it's going to open me up the whole thing. Okay, cool. Well, let's see if I can select the whole thing. Let's go Control A, Control C. I've now copied the entire thing. And I'm going to, in REPL, hopefully, where is the right button? Files. I'm after files. I'm going to add a file and I'm going to call it words. No, I'm going to call it lib because it's our library, lib.txt. And it's just a txt file that I want. Don't want a Python file, don't want anything like that. It's just a txt file. And Control V. And as you can see, I have now put in 146,000 words now into that file. And that is why I want this in a separate file. I don't want to be handling this in my main Python file. Okay. Save that. Does it save automatically? Who knows? Control S to save. Right, back to Python. How do I get to that file from this file? In Python, we do something called open, and that'll pull that data in from our lib.txt into our main.python file. And how do we use that? We go with open, and that is a function, and we put as a string lib.txt. And because that's there, it's going to look for lib.txt and it's going to open it. A couple of other things we need in here is we need a comma and we need, again, as a string R, that means to read that file. Whoa, going out of focus. We're going to read that file and we need to call it something. So we need to give it we need to put it inside a variable. We need to give that variable a name and we use as file. It looks a little bit different to what you're used to, but that's how you do it. That's how you open a file in Python. Okay, so we're going to now say for line in file. Okay. This is just a regular for loop. We're looking at that file. We're now looking at each individual line, and Python is going to do a little bit of wizardry and pull out each line individually. But we have to do a little bit of magic ourselves here just to tidy it up. Sometimes there's a little bit of white space on the end. In order to get rid of that, we use something called stripped. And so we need to say stripped line. Oops, no, double P, stripped line is equal to line dot strip. What is this doing? It's a little bit of wizardry just to tidy the input up. It's getting rid of the white space on either side of those lines, just making sure that as we do things to this input, it's going to be what we expect when we pass it to the next function. Okay. Now, if you look back at that text file, what did it have? Well, it had all of these words. I've stopped at P. Why have I stopped at P? I should have much more than P. Maybe this is a shortened version of that file. Oh well, it's plenty. It is enough. Okay, so as you can see, we have on each line we have a word, and then we have slash, and then we have a letter. And we have another word, or two words, and then we have slash, and another letter. And you see each line, word slash letter, word slash letter, word slash letter. What does that mean? Who knows? Could mean anything. How do we find out? What we do is we look at the Readme, and that Readme is available here. So I've opened up the Readme here, and as you can see, let's make that a bit bigger for you. Here's the legend. Okay, so the nouns are in. Adjectives are A here. Don't know if you can see my mouse. And what else are we after? Noun, adjectives, and where are the verbs? We've got adverbs. Where are the verbs? Verb. V, T, and I. Well, let's just take the V's and say that's going to be enough. Okay, USU participle. What does that mean? I don't know. Maybe you could Google it, find out, and then maybe you'll get a bit better at grammar at the same way. Are we learning Python? Are we learning English? Who knows? Learning it all. Okay. So, back to our Python. What do we need to do? We need to split the word and the letter apart. Gosh, how are we going to do that? We're going to look inside the string, go through each letter, check if it's that slash or not, and then we're going to split one and split the other way. How do you do that? There's a built-in function for this. It's called split, and we can use it by doing this. Word kind equals stripped line dot split. And what do we want to use to split each of those lines? Well, we want to use the forward slash. See how it went pink? Don't know if you can see how it went pink there. Went a bit pink there. That's a problem. The reason for that is like we do slash n, this is going slash quotation mark, and it's getting rid of that quotation mark. How do we fix that? Extra little slash there. And that actually means only one slash. That's something called escaping a character. we've already talked about it a little bit where we went /n and it didn't actually print out that n, it just meant new line. // means, no, I actually really want that slash in there. Please, keep that slash in. Don't get rid of that slash for me, is what that means. Okay. Whoa, where have we gone? Okay. What is this line doing? This line is looking for that slash, and it's splitting the line into 2 bits. And it's saying the thing that is on that side of the slash is on this side, the other thing that's on the other side of the slash is on this side, and we're not counting the slash itself, that's disappearing. And the thing that was on this side of the slash, I'm putting that up here into kind. So the variable is going to be the kind, the A, the V, the I, that single letter. And whatever was the word input is actually going to stay in the variable word. So we've got 2 variables, word and kind. They are both getting assigned. One of them is being assigned to what that word was on the left side of that slash. The kind is being assigned to that letter that was on the right side of the slash. Okay. Oh, this is going to be so worth it. This is going to be so worth it. I'm so looking forward to this. Okay. So, don't forget, our whole goal is to create a list of adjectives, nouns, and verbs. Get my head out of it. So, if the kind was equal to, and double equals to check if it's equal to that, if it's equal to n, and it was capital N, then what do we want to do? Well, we want to go nouns dot append, as in stick this on the end of the array nouns. We want to append word to it. Okay, so if that letter in kind was a capital N, I want you to put the word that was there into the nouns array, into the nouns list. Cool. Else if, not else if, elif. Good old elif. You don't actually need it elif here. You could just say if, because if it's n, it's not going to be anything else. But this way, we're not asking the computer to do any computation. It's good practice. It's good practice to use elif. Elif kind equals what? What next? Well, if it equaled a v, what did we want to do? We have to do a little bit of extra processing here. Because if it was a verb, verbs come in many different ways, many different kinds. They come in different tenses. Past tense, present tense, future tense. I'm going to jump. I have jumped. I'm jumping. Okay, we only want the past tense ones. I don't actually think there are any past tense ones in that list. How I fixed this when I did it before is I took the ones that were ing. There's a lot of ing verbs in there. And then I put ed on the end. How do we do that? Well, we look at the string and we say if the last 3 letters are ing, take that ing off and put ed on the end. And everything else, ignore it. There's enough words that we don't need to worry about them. Okay, so if the last 3 letters of word, so if word minus 3 to the end. That's what that means. Look at the 3rd letter from the end and then the rest of them. And all the rest of them to the end. So minus 3 colon nothing means 3rd letter to the end and to the rest of them. So if that is ing, then what? I want to say word is actually now going to be equal to whatever the word was up to, whatever that word was up to minus 3 plus ed. That there is stripping the last 3 characters, that ing off the end, and then it is adding ed on the end of that word. Whoops. And now we need to go verbs dot append word. Put that in our verbs list, please. Last one. We now want adjectives, and adjectives were a. So like above, I'm going to bring that down so you can see it. Elif kind is equal to, and it was capital A, don't forget the colon, adjectives dot append. You should be on top of this by now. Append word. Cool. I should now have three lists. One with nouns, one with verbs, one with adjectives. Let's just see if that's working. Let's go. How are we going to check if that's working? We're going to print len nouns, and let's do the same thing for adjectives. Oops. And let's do the same for verbs. Best practice if you're doing this, guys, is to go nouns like this so you know what you're seeing when it prints out to the console, or else you'll have no idea. Let's check it out. Let's see if it's worked. Yeah, save it. It's auto-save, I think. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, that's in my last line too. Oh, I was doing so well. And I missed the comma. Adjectives is not defined, because I call it adjectives. I call it adjective, not adjectives. Oh, we're still getting errors. Welcome to programming, where you end up with lots of errors. Okay, let's read it. What does it say? Traceback, line 10. Word kind equals stripped line dot split. Not enough values to unpack. Expected to got 1. What is the answer there? Why are we only getting one variable? Should I need an array around that? I wouldn't think so. Is the first line... What is the first line here? No, there is a slash there. There is a slash the whole way through. Is there ever a line where there is not a slash? This last line. Ha! I found it. Clearly, we got cut off at some point. I don't know why. Maybe that was all it could fit on the clipboard. But this last line doesn't have a slash, and it's causing us problems. Bye-bye. Save that. Run it again. Yay! Success. So we currently have almost 68,000 nouns, 21,000 adjectives, and only 1,700 verbs. But that's okay. That's plenty enough to play this game with. I think you'll get well bored of it before you've gone through all 1,700. Right. Let's put it into a sentence. How do we put these into a sentence? Well, we need to use that function. Oh, in fact, let's see that function working. So the function we're talking about is choice, the function choice. So if I put choice in here, if I say print nouns, choice, I should say, O-I-C-E, choice nouns, what that is going to do is it's going to look into that array of nouns and pull out one of those 68,000 nouns. Going over. Non-production. Auto-intoxication. There you go. Keratin? I wonder what that is. Okay, and you could do this all day, and you'll get that up. But the whole idea is that we're going to pick a whole lot of random ones and put them into a sentence that makes English sense, and you'll have a bit of fun with this. Okay. So we need an F string, print. Here we go. We need an F string because we're going to put some variables and some functions into the string. And get ready for REPL to do its funky thing again. I think that's it. Okay. We need the something, 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 the something, 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 the quick brown fox, something, over the, and then something, something, full stop. The something, 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 something over the something, something. Okay, so it is the choice, the choice noun, no, the choice adjective. So I want something out of my array, my adjectives array, something out of my adjectives array. And it would be nice if I spelled choice right. Another adjective. And we want a comma there because two adjectives. The something, something, choice, noun, choice, verb, and yes, if you wanted to, you could pull these out and make these variables at the start and go adjective 1, adjective 2, adjective 3. You could make that a little bit tidier here as well. Verbed, that's coming out of the array verbs, and that's coming out of the array nouns. Over the adjective and choice. Last one should be a noun coming out of the array nouns. Let's give it a shot. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited. Yes, it worked. The gooier horrific pacifism flagellated, oh, good word, flagellated over the Gondic faux burden. Faux burden. Ooh, what's a faux burden? Who knows? If you manage to get one of these where you know every word, I'll be surprised. I haven't yet. Let's make it look a little bit nicer just for our readers. Let's put a /n in here. And let's put a /n in here. Make it a little bit easier to read. Oh my goodness. The non-tutorial call-packed garter hinade over the Nasmith Chevy. Woo! One last one, and then you can make your own. Oh, the non-persecutive LAT Parkland admired over the endorsed Anthropocene. Whoa, Anthropocene, that's where we are. We're in the Anthropocene, of course we are. No, we're in the Anthropocene. Anthropocene. Oh, I don't know. I'm a programmer, not a historian. There you go. That is the maddest libs that you could possibly make. I think it's fantastic, and I hope you have fun with this. You could change this up in your own way. Lots and lots and lots to unpack there. What have we covered? We have covered the random module. I know we've used it before, but it's good to have a refresher. We've covered lists, adding things to lists, appending. We have covered opening a file and bringing that into Python, saving an exterior file in REPL. We have covered the strip function, even though we didn't really go into detail about that. We've covered the split function, escaping a /. We have covered the append function, and we've talked about F strings again as well. There is lots going on there, but by God, the result is worth it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Hopefully you do too, and you have a bit of fun with that. If you followed along with that, fantastic. If you didn't, that's also fantastic. Just have a go. Even if there's parts you don't understand, just write the code up, find that file. I might link to it down below. And use it. By the way, if you do use that file, just know that it's it's in the public domain, but you can't use it for commercial purposes. Be careful with that whenever you use somebody else's work online as well. Free to use, not free to profit from. Good luck. I'll see you in the next one.